When you think of a location for an animation studio, you would probably think of New York or LA, not Springfield, Massachusetts. But for the three founders of Open Pixel Animation, Springfield made perfect sense. They met while going to school at UMASS and Hampshire College, and although they went their separate ways after graduation, it was a sense of community in Western Mass that brought them back when they were looking to start their business. Producer Dave Fraser brings us their story.
That's one layer amongst many layers here.
With roots stemming from Hampshire College and UMass, a local animation company recently opened its office at Valley Venture Mentors in Springfield. Why is this a big deal? Because this company, called Open Pixel, is one of a few women-owned and certified animation production studios in the area.
I knew what animation was, I was really fascinated by it, but when I saw my teacher move a box from one side of the screen to the other, I was like, yes, sign me up.
Since then, the trio of Kathryn Taccone, Will Colón, and Karen Webb have been creating animated projects that are used in advertising, education, and in the development of online content.
You'll see animation in visual effects, you'll see it on websites nowadays, they have motion, and so whether large or small, they're all utilizing different types of techniques and tools. You might hear the term 2D, which is like traditional hand-drawn animation, which can be done digitally now. You have 3D animation, which is three-dimensional models and graphics, kind of like what you'll see in Disney or Pixar movies. And then you have this sort of middle genre now that's 2.5D that incorporates elements of both.
The company itself went through the Valley Venture Mentorship Program, which seeks to accelerate the growth of startup companies in Western Massachusetts.
This space that we're in is called the Innovation Hub, the Valley Venture Mentors Innovation Hub, and it's in the center of Springfield, and it is home to like a dozen plus startups that are looking to both grow their business, learn more about business, understand how they're going to grow, what steps do you need to take, and it's a fantastic place to work.
We went through their mentorship program. It was about 6 months long at the time, and it kicked our butts. It was a lot of, we were three artists that have all had our own unique perspectives on things, but when we had the question of who your customer segment was, we were like, well, doesn't everybody use animation? And so we learned the hard way that that is not the case.
In the early years, the animation business was not a place that employed many women, and if it did, they were often limited to just coloring on many animation projects and not allowed to do the actual animation themselves. This is something Kathryn Taccone hopes to change and inspire more women to get into the industry.
Back in those days, women weren't even allowed to be animators. They would get rejection letters from Disney because they were, it was a boys' club. And so we've come a heck of a long way since then. They are trying to essentially bridge the gap. So I think it's still growing and we have a long way to go, but I'm really proud of the progress that's been made so far.
Many would think that to be a successful animation company, you need to be in New York or LA. But the group at Open Pixel has found that Western Mass provides all the opportunities of a larger city while still maintaining that sense of community that is important to them.
I was born and raised in Boston. I came out here for Hampshire College for my academics. And I stayed here because I think it had to do with a lot of my community was built here through those years and years after. Bigger cities have a tendency to alienate people in different ways because they're so big that it's hard to find your sort of group. And so coming back here, it was nice because it felt like it was much easier to build that community.
To be able to create a foundation here and hopefully be able to have a space where lots of people can come work together and a lot of women can join and a lot of representation can happen, that would be an awesome thing to happen. I think being in Western Mass creates a lot of opportunity, not just for ourselves, but for the generation to come.